Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last Today in History of 2022. Today is December 26th, 2022. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and is looking forward to the new year. Some interesting events that occurred today on December 26th. First off, in 1943, British sink mighty German battlecruiser. The sea lanes of the North Sea have been made several degrees safer from Allied convoys by the sinking today of the mighty German battleship Scharnhorst. The ship, commanded by Admiral Bay, left her lair in Altenjord yesterday to attack convoy JW55B. Due to bad visibility, Scharnhorst missed her prey and became separated from her escort of 5 destroyers. She continued the hunt alone, unaware that a Royal Navy long-range protection group comprising the battleship Duke of York, cruiser Jamaica, and 4 destroyers was closing in fast. The convoy's cruiser and destroyer escort kept Scharnhorst at bay until the Duke of York could launch its attack. Also today in 1963, the Beatles released their hit single, I Want to Hold Your Hand, in the United States. The song would go straight to number 1 on Billboard Hot 100, and the Beatles performed the song a couple months later in the winter of 1964 during their first appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show. Also, 50 years ago today, in 1972, was the death of Harry S. Truman. He was an American statesman and served as the 33rd President of the United States from 1945 until 1953. Truman died of organ failure at the age of 88. Also today in 2004, tsunami storms Indian Ocean. Nearly 300,000 people have died when a magnitude 9.3 earthquake in the Indian Ocean triggered one of the most destructive tsunamis in record history. The tsunami traveled across the Indian Ocean, wreaking havoc in the countries as far apart as Indonesia, the Maldives, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Somalia. The western tip of the island of Sumatra, closest to the earthquake's epicenter, was worst hit, and some coastal villages are thought to have lost more than 70% of inhabitants. Also today in 2006 was the death of Gerald Ford. He was an American politician, served as the 38th President of the United States, serving from 1974 to 1977. Before then, he was Vice President, and Gerald Ford is the only politician who served as both Vice President and President without being elected to either office. Gerald Ford died today in 2006 from cardiovascular disease. He was 93, one of the oldest living American presidents, a record that has been broken several times. Jimmy Carter now holds that record as he is 98 years old. And now for some birthdays today. The first birthday we have today is Mao Zedong, who was born on this day in 1893. He was a Chinese communist statesman who proclaimed the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949, and he served in the Republic of China from then until his death in 1976, one of those historical villains, as I like to call him. And the other birthday we have today is Phil Spector, who was born on this day in 1939. He was an American songwriter and record producer whose distinctive sound was to be heard on many records of the 1960s. Phil Spector was, shall we say, a very infamous record producer. He was the record producer for many bands throughout the years, many rock bands. He was the producer of Let It Be, the last album by the Beatles, and At one point, he worked with the Ramones as the producer of their fifth album, End of the Century. That concludes Today in History, the last Today in History video for 2022, and I will do plenty more of these in 2023. For now, I will see you next time. Again, I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, and please remember to like the video, share it with your friends, comment down below, and please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.